Your Experience is an organization for seniors only at Queen's University of Charlotte. It allows seniors to create and execute traditional events for students, as well as creating new memories for them that they'll carry with them in the future. I sat in on one of their meetings to see the type of communication and organizational structure that they had. Let's take a look at what we saw. Here you'll see them having a meeting discussing an event that took place that wasn't as successful as they would have hoped. They're discussing the pros and cons of working with students on campus and how they can make things better. As you can see, it's a very small group of students. It should be 15, but there are many empty seats due to the lack of students showing up on time for the meetings.
This is what I was telling people too,
There's not a high level of seriousness when it comes to these meetings, and I feel like that's a big part of their communication issues.
It seemed to work, but apparently
You'll hear throughout this that people have their input, but at the same time we're still missing a lot of input due to the lack of people here. It's a very laxed environment, which makes it very easy to say whatever they feel.
None of us are athletes, so I guess we didn't take into account athletic schedules. So I guess it doesn't work.
Carmen.
I think like the event itself wasn't a bad idea. I just think it didn't work out the right way, and I think it was a lot of like the scheduling of it. And I feel like some people didn't know about it or didn't see why they needed to come.
Yeah, everyone I talked to, we're talking about the,
Yeah.
everyone I talked to, like, was working at that time.
So, then it goes back, to the old wheel of, well, if I do it then so-and-so can't come, but if I do it this time, then
Well, clearly we know this is the time nobody comes, so now we know.
So 5 o'clock is off the calendar, mark it off. Anyways, I thought it was good for what it was, and the food was good, and Starbucks was annoying as always.
The food was pretty good. The barbecue sliders surprisingly decent.
They were really good.
I was like, hey.
I took home a box of them, and I put them like in the oven and broiled them, and so then the bun was perfectly crispy, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I noted about those was the bun was a little soggy, but it was partially because they were hot and
they were hot and then covered. And
so
they made those an hour or two before the ages anyway.
Yeah.
After listening for a while, it became very clear that there is very little structure within this organization. Although it is very free and open and people work on their own and then reconvene as a group, it's still very little that's being done with an actual structure for this organization. The communication is very poor.
But yeah, I think, going forward, keep it in mind, practice schedules and that sort of thing. So, we live, we learn. Food was good. We get over it. Also, I think too, and in my mind, I'd planned on more.
It is clear that this organization takes more of a systems theory approach compared to a classic management approach. There's a very open environment, but there's not a high level of each person taking full advantage of working on their specific aspect of the organization. It doesn't run as smoothly as a well-oiled machine as we discussed in class. There's a lot of interdependence and a huge open environment for students to do what they please and when they see it's the best time to do it. I think that this organization is very good for what it is. It's small, it gets the job done on the college campus, but at a higher level, this organization would not thrive at all. They need a lot more structure, a stronger sense of communication, a higher level of seriousness when it comes to this organization and what they really have to do.
I never saw those people. 15.
Live, learn.
The senior traditions such as bonfire and Baileys and the senior yacht cruise make this organization what it is. It thrives off of the things that it brings to the students of the graduating class. However, the communication amongst college students is not always the best. There are procedures that are put in place, but it's very hard to follow through when so many people have so many different schedules that they're working with. I would suggest being more aggressive with the procedures that are put in place, holding people accountable to what they say they agree to do to ensure that things will get done the proper way and the proper timing. It's a very sociable group, so therefore communicating and speaking while in meetings and things of that nature is always fine. They want to see the student body happy and they'll do whatever they can to make that possible. I believe that as long as they all have that same goal in mind, communicating will be able to increase and become better amongst the whole organization.